Hey everybody, as you know, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to ride a motorcycle, but I've watched a lot of them and they're great, but I always have this strong desire to say, just get to the point. So I've decided to do a very quick how to ride a motorcycle video. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time jibber jabbering. I'm going to get right to the point. Here's what we're going to cover: braking, shifting, how to start off as you're a new rider, and we're even going to show you freeway riding, and we'll go through what all the gears are. We have a GoPro on, so we're going to show you this in first person mode. So enough of the jibber jabber, let's get right to it. This is a Kawasaki Z1000. It is fuel injected, it is liquid cooled, 1000 over, I believe it's a 1043 cc motor. So let's talk about when you go to start riding in the beginning. Go to some place like this, like a parking lot where you can ride around and you can practice shifting. So let's talk about that. First, let's talk about the shift lever. This is the shift lever down here. You're going to be using this along with the clutch lever here. So basically what you're going to do, pretend you're sitting on the bike. When you want to shift, you're going to release the throttle. This is the throttle right here. You never shift while you have the throttle on. You're going to release the throttle. I should say you're never going to shift while you're pulling on the throttle. Obviously the motorcycle could be on, but you're going to release the throttle, pull the clutch lever in, hold it right here, hold this clutch lever in. Then you're going to kick up into the gear you want if you want to shift upward, and you're going to kick down into the gear you want if you want to shift downward. Most motorcycles, they have 5 gears, 4 gears, 6 gears. This is a 6-gear bike. So this bike is first is here, then neutral, then second. Remember, first, neutral, second. A lot of bikes are set up that way. So what I'm going to do, if I'm in first and I'm riding along and I want to go to second, I'm going to pull the clutch lever in. You know, of course, I release the throttle. I just kick up right here, and I'll feel metal on my foot, like it's hitting metal, like it's stopping it, and that means I'm in second. If I do a slight tap up, it'll be in neutral. We'll show you how that works. Now let's say I'm in second, I want to go up to third. Same thing, release the throttle, pull the clutch lever in, hold it, kick up into third, then release the clutch lever. On most Jap bikes, the left side has to do with shifting. This is the gear shift lever here, this is the clutch lever. On the right side, most Japanese bikes has to do with braking. This is the front brake right here. This is the rear brake right here. You put your heel here and your toe here, goes like that. So let's get on the motorcycle and let's get started. You want to go on the left-hand side of the motorcycle at all time. Now, this video is not going to have any profanity in it. It's going to be, you know, G-rated, so you can click share below this video and send this to your friend that rides motorcycles. If they've crashed on a motorcycle, send this to them. If they're thinking of getting a motorcycle, this will really help them. So click share right below this video and then you can send it. This is the throttle. This is the kill switch. If you get in an accident or something, or you tip the bike over or something, you want to just immediately shut the power off, you're going to push that. This is the starter. I'm going to show you that. This is just the eject button, just put there for fun. It's not really real. Let's see. Okay, good. Doesn't work. This is the gauge here. We'll show you how that works. Notice we're in neutral. And then this over here is the clutch lever. This is the horn. These are the turn signals. This is the brights. So let's go ahead and start it. And it's kind of loud, so let's hope that you can hear me. I'll close the visor once we get going at high speeds. Now the kickstand's there, which is down, so I'm going to kick it. It's spring loaded, so basically that's how you get it down. Now let's talk about gear. You have gloves on. I have a mesh jacket with CE armor. There's like, if I go down and I crash, I haven't crashed yet, but if I go down and crash, there's like elbow pads, and then I'll take a look at the, let's get off the bike so I can show you something real quick before we get started. Try to find a helmet where the visor is inside. See this dark visor built into the helmet, and there's a switch here, and I can raise it and lower it. I don't know if you can see it. I'll kind of go like that. So anyways, right here. Okay. The reason why is because when it gets sunny like this, or when it's starting to get dark also, you're going to need two shields, because you can't have a dark shield on at night, and when the sun's blazing like this, you're going to want a shield on the inside also. So with an internal shield, you can just switch it up and down when you need it. So now when you're going to go into gear, pull the clutch lever in. Watch what happens when I kick down on 2. 1, 2. Watch that neutral light. We're now in gear. Just release the clutch lever lightly and then pull it back in, and then release it lightly and pull it back in. Don't release it all the way, just a little till you feel the bike catching, and that's called the friction zone. You want to go ahead and get used to where that friction zone is on your bike. Now when you want to go, keep both your feet down, slowly release the friction zone little by little. Now watch, give it a little bit of throttle while slowly releasing the friction zone. Keep releasing over here on the left, the friction zone. And now I'm out of gear. Have the clutch out, I should say, and I'm in first gear. I'm not like having to basically hold anything. Notice the throttle is going automatically. Now when you go to stop, we're going to talk about that. Always keep your wheels straight. Watch this. Clutch lever in, slowly squeezing the front brake and the rear brake on my right here, and the left foot goes down. So try that a few times. Get good at that. Always keep the wheels straight. The reason why is if you go to stop and the wheels turned, a lot of weight goes on that side of the bike, whatever way you have the wheel turned, and the bike tips over. So if you keep the wheel straight, all the weight's evenly distributed. So watch this. So practice this going straight. You're going to squeeze the brake like an orange slowly. You're not going to squeeze it real hard when you're practicing here, because you could tip over as it stops and it jolts. So watch this. Clutch lever in, we're coasting. Keep the clutch lever in, slowly squeeze the right front brake while you're doing the rear brake, and you come to a stop. You see how you do that? So now watch, we're going to go into second. You got to have a parking lot like this to do it, because you don't want to be going real fast into second. So watch, first release the throttle, then I'm going to kick up to second. Watch, release the throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to second, release the clutch lever, roll back on. Now I'm in second. Now remember, it's first, right here my pinky is, neutral in second. So if I were to slightly tap down from second, I'll be in neutral, right? So watch, see that? And now we're just coasting along. So let's say you're downshifting as you're coming to a light. That's what I do. I'll go from second and I'll slightly tap down to neutral. You never want to go down to first while you're moving unless you're going very, very slow like this. Watch, I'll go into first. And here we go. And now we're going. So now we're going to go out into the streets, okay? So I'm going to show you when you're new. Visor down. Again, don't forget to click share below this video. Clutch lever in. Notice how I'm only using the rear brake around a corner. Let's talk about that. It's more dangerous to use the front brake going around a corner because you're going to fall. You have two little patches of rubber on the ground, concrete, asphalt, whatever. And when you're hitting that front brake going around a corner at high speed, you can lose traction. And that's how you crash. So, you know, always wait till you have a lot of room, like right here we do. And here we go. Keep both feet kind of down when you're new. Give it some throttle, just a little. Slowly let the clutch out, all the way out. It's just, especially this bike. This bike's very torquey, so you can flip it up over you and stuff. So notice I'm in first. So now we're going to go on actual streets and watch how we do the gear shift lever. Keep it in first. Just pull the clutch lever in and start stopping. See, the clutch lever is the key. Let the clutch lever out, slowly giving it throttle. So now we're going to take you on freeways in a moment, but now let's take you on streets downtown. A lot of times you'll be doing this. So now watch this. Clutch lever in. Keep the clutch lever in. Remember what gear we're in first. Slightly tap up. See how the neutral light's on by the eject button. So then I'm not having to hold anything. My feet are just down on the ground, and you can relax. Now, it is a good idea when you start to see the light change, make sure you're in gear as as it's getting closer, because you don't want to have people behind you waiting. So notice I kick down, I'm in first, but I have the clutch lever in, so I'm not going yet. See, we release it a little, see how it starts moving me forward. So what I like to do is give it a little bit of throttle first before releasing, just slightly a little, then release, kind of in conjunction with each other. So we're in first, watch this. Release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to second, release clutch lever. Now we're in second. Now watch, remember what's below second? Neutral. Watch this, slight kick down, I'm in neutral, and now I come to a stop. And this is a perfect street to show you how to do this. So see on the left there how the light just turned yellow? Clutch lever in, kick down, slowly give it throttle. You'll get good at it. Now watch, first, release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to second, release clutch lever, roll back on the throttle. We're in second. We're going to keep it in second because you notice you want to match the speed with the gears. So we're in second, what are you going to do? Slight kick down, I'm in neutral. Notice I'm not even braking, I'm just kind of coasting. You can kind of play with the gears that way to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Now notice the sun is blazing right now, but I have that sunshade, you see, so it's a good thing. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to do a little bit more street riding, and then we're going to take you on the freeway. So you got it. When you're going to brake, it's like squeezing an orange. You just slowly start to apply pressure. Just slowly start to apply pressure, and it'll slowly bring you to a stop. In panic stops, you're going to apply more pressure. Now, I strongly suggest that you go to, what is it called? There's like that motorcycle school. Oh, MFS. Mary, Frank, Sam. MF is in Frank. M is in Mary, F is in Frank, S is in Sam. Or MSF, I apologize. Motorcycle Safety Foundation. You go there, and it's a school where you can get on actual bikes. They won't let you get on bikes like this, of course. But you get on actual bikes, and they let you ride. So now what we're going to do is let's see if we can get out of this blazing sun. Notice in first. And let's get on the freeway, shall we? Release throttle, kick up. Remember, I'm releasing throttle, pulling clutch in, kicking up to gear in second, and then release the clutch lever. It's always that way. Now watch. Let's slightly kick down to neutral, and let's see if we can go this way. Left turn yield. Okay, so it'll let me go. So now we're going to take out some freeways. We'll teach you about that. First, what are you going to do? Release throttle, clutch lever in, kick up to second, release clutch lever. Now it happens very fast. Stop signs, watch. Clutch lever in, slight kick down, I'm in neutral. See how I kind of balance it? I don't put my foot down. Now, we're going to hang out in first for a while. The freeway, the key is speed is life. The fighter pilots have a saying, speed is life. You want to be going, in my opinion, I like to be going slightly faster than the traffic, or stay away from traffic. Don't stay by vehicles at all. So watch, we're in second. So I'm going to take you all the way through all the gears, okay? Go into the brake. Remember, no one's behind us. So what we do is we're downshifting as we're approaching the light, okay? That's what we're doing. So watch. Let's get up to second so I can show you. So as you're in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, watch, I'm going to go downshift. And now I'm in neutral again. So notice on the street, you don't have to really do a lot of, you know, shifting way up in the... Okay, now we got the green arrow. You don't have to do a lot of shifting. Geez, that was fast. That was a fast light. Okay, so now we have the freeway. Now watch this. We're in second. I'm not going to brake. I don't like braking around corners. You see a lot of people crash. I strongly suggest go to Moto Madness on YouTube. Look below the links here. I'll put some more videos that I did. But you can see some crashes there. Some of my videos made it to YouTube. They're not crash videos, but some of my videos that I've got some weird, epic things on camera have made it to YouTube. Click right below here and you'll see me riding other bikes, doing other reviews, if you want to know what a good bike is for where you live. So now we're about to go on the freeway, so it helps if you go, dear Lord in heaven, and do a prayer. So here we go. Slowly let the clutch out. Kind of reminds you like you're going on a roller coaster. You know, it's chink, 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 chink. So here we go. About to get on the freeway. We were just over here at this parking lot and we just did a big U-turn. So we're about to get on the freeway. Remember, don't ride next to people. You know, just because you have the right-of-way doesn't mean you're going to have the right-of-way. If you pretend, I've heard it said best, if you pretend you're invisible, you'll increase your odds of living. Now, here's the deal. Do you know you have a higher accident risk on the streets than on the freeway? Because it's obvious there's more cars pulling out and everything, but the freeway has a higher fatality rate. In other words, if you do crash on the freeway, even though the odds are less, you have a higher fatality rate. So wear good gear, get good helmet, you know, if you care about that type of thing. I'm all for freedom, so if you want to wear a little bonnet helmet or like the little helmets like the Harley guys wear, that's your choice. You've got that freedom. I'm not going to nag. And sometimes I'll wear shorts to go out riding, and I'll wear shorts and stuff. There's a time and a place for that. The freeway, however, the mean evil freeways that I ride in California are very dangerous. So here we go. Visor down. So we're going to go pretty quick on here, okay? Clutch lever in. And you're going to feel a lot safer the more power you have on the freeway. I'm just telling you. What the heck? Let me put it back in neutral. Notice it's still green arrow up there. The suspense mounts. I've started with the 250 Ninja, and then my next bike was a ZX-10. I had a R1, I had a 600, I had a Katana, I had you know, Yamaha R1 like I mentioned, and now I have the Z1000. This is it. And I'm telling you, I feel much safer on a bike with some meat on its bones with some power. So let's go through the gear. Second. Third. A lot different, isn't it, on the freeway. Fourth. Fifth. Remember, I have 6. Now we're already at like 70, and notice everyone's like passing us. So remember, I have 6 gears. Let's go up another. That's 6 gears, almost like an overdrive gear. So notice on the freeway, there really is a lot of traffic out here in California. It's not like some of these freeways I see these guys riding on. There's like nobody. Now, I'm going to show you counter steering. I'm going to slightly pull back on the left handlebar, my left handlebar, and that leans the bike to the right. That's called counter steering. That's more of an advanced thing you want to learn. I'm going to show you how you can practice counter steering in a moment. But notice how we take that corner. Now let's get on it a bit. So I'm definitely not going to show you a lot of counter steering going straight, but just to show you how to test it, let's get over here. If I pull back on the right handlebar, the motorcycle is going to shift to the left, okay? So watch this on 3. And that's what counter steering is. Watch. 1, remember, I'm going to pull back on the right. 1, as a matter of fact, I'll get in the left lane when I do it. Watch. The signal. 1, 2, 3. Slight pull back on the left. See how it gets in. I'm sorry, slight pull back on the right handlebar and see how it got in the left. And this freeway right here is junk. Now, in California, one of the benefits about a motorcycle is I'm allowed to go in this carpool only lane. So let's show you that. But let's show you counter steering one more time. So let's say you're going around a corner, like a twisty corner, and I'm going to the right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull back on the left handlebar and see how that moves me to the right. Let me get back over here. See how, like, it's like that video game Frogger, you know, with all these cars moving around. But basically, another thing I want to show you, and this is more of an advanced thing, lane splitting is legal in California. I'm actually allowed to cut down the middle on these things. It's got to be safe. You know, I can't be flying by like, you know, 100 miles an hour, but I'm actually allowed to do this. So if you're going to ride freeways like this, you're going to want something with some meat on its bones. You know, a 500, a 600, a 300 will do it, but I just don't think it has enough power to where you're able to, like, let's say I want to go to the left here, I can just pull the throttle back and I like can launch away from any issue. But now they have, check out the videos I have below, the video reviews I have below here, video playlist, but check out the Kawasaki 400. Now, obviously this isn't a good motorcycle for new riders. This is a, you know, if you've been riding a long time, and let's get over here, and you know, you want something with some power. And plus this bike's very tall. If you're like, you know, if you're not like almost 6 foot, you know, your feet aren't even going to touch the ground. It's like really tall. Very torquey. But anyways, what I was going to say is MSF, Mary Sam Frank. There's a MSF class that you can take, and it teaches you how to ride a motorcycle. They're awesome. So remember counter steering. If you're going to go cornering to the left, I'm going to pull back slightly on the right. That will lean the bike in that direction. So watch how I counter steer here. I'm going to pull back on the left on 2. 1, 2. And see how that leans me into the corner? So practice counter steering on a long road. Slightly pull back on the right handlebar like I'm doing now. You'll notice you go to the left. Slightly pull back on the left handlebar. You'll notice you go to the right like I just did. So remember, braking, keep the wheels straight. Keep that handlebar straight, because it's a lot of weight, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And when you go to brake and your tires turn like that, you're going to tip the bike over. You'll see riders, look right below here to see videos, look in the description of this video to see videos of actual crashes where people are going and they get up to light and they just crash, and you're like, what the heck happened? Well, what happened is they came up to the light and their handlebar was turned like that. So don't forget, click below here and you can see the type of motorcycle that you should ride. If you're going to be riding freeways, get something, you know, with some power. I mean, check out the videos I have below here, like the Kawasaki Ninja 400 also. If you're going to be going up in the twisties, you know, you can get away with like a Ninja 250, Ninja 300 if it's not very steep twisties. So God bless you guys. Thanks for watching, and see some of my other video reviews right below here in the description. And don't forget, click share below this video to send this to one of your friends. Have a great week.